Hello, Elize. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing great. How are you?
Well, it's the third interview of today, so we have a we have a huge work, but we are happy because today is a day to celebrate. Well, I mean every day because today is International Women's Day, as you know, but um, but today we are celebrating talking with several women like you.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
You told me before the interview that your last one was 1 year ago.
Yeah, I think it was something like that. I haven't been doing interviews for a very, very long time.
Hmm.
I've been having some time for myself, and yeah, for obvious reasons, it's been Corona times, and yeah, we really decided to take the instead of stress about it, just take time for ourselves and heal our wounds from 12 years in the business, or like 15 if you would count it like that, working constantly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had to basically rest my head, and that's why I haven't been doing any interviews. But I felt now that things are slowly getting back to um, I wouldn't say normal, but that we're starting again to be able to tour, and we're going to write an album soon. And yeah, so it's time to step out in the light, step out of the darkness and into the light. So yeah, it was very nice to be able to talk to you today, and you're the first.
Thank you very much. And you've been doing a lot of stuff because I've seen on social media you've been with. I'm not sure because I'm not an expert, but with some Eurovision stuff, or I'm wrong.
Oh no, yeah,
With
actually that's
with
right.
another band, with another bands, or something like that.
Yeah, exactly, that's correct. I mean, I am um yeah, I'm a I am a songwriter.
Okay.
So here in Sweden, I've been working a lot with other songwriters and record labels and things like this. And it happened that we got selected for the Swedish Eurovision Song Contest. So I have a song there with an artist who is very young, 16, super fun. So yeah, I've
16.
been 16 only, yeah.
Oh.
And yeah, so I was there, yeah, and doing a little work. I don't want to call it work because it's like mostly fun, and especially since I'm only there as a songwriter, I don't really work. I'm just sitting there enjoying the moment. But then also, actually, thanks to the metal scene being kind of small, I got in touch with Susanna from a band called Sign Kicks in Finland. And yeah, always when you meet a girl, usually they want to ask you questions, and usually I love to give people advice. So we kind of clicked, and we decided to have a session together, and we wrote this song, which now they are going to compete with in the Finnish Eurovision on the 26th of February. So I will actually be going there as well to compete then with my song as a songwriter for the band,
Okay.
or with the
Congratulations
band.
for your
Yeah.
work.
Thank you. I love to write songs. That's
It,
what I
but it means that
dive.
you've done
I
it
love
very
it.
well. No, but it means that you are doing a good job. So congratulations because of that.
Oh, actually, yeah, thank you very much. Yes, I mean, there is usually 3,000 songs getting sent into the Swedish election, and I think it was a few hundreds for the Finnish one. So, of course, that's a really big achievement. So, yeah, thank
Yeah.
you.
And well, you released your album, your last album, Manifest, last year or in 2020. I'm not sure because with this Corona time, I can't remember when was it. I think it's 2020.
I can't remember either.
I remember that we used
uh,
to run Metal Hammer Spain before, and we got a cover. I think I have the magazine there, and I
no,
have some
okay,
copies
I'm
for
pretty
you.
sure. I'm sorry. I'm sure it was 2020.
Oh, 22
Or?
years. I remember the listening session with Nuclear Blast, but I didn't remember that it was 2 years ago. It was something
Or
like
was it
in
actually?
April. Yeah, 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 yeah. It was in April, and it was
No.
2 years. I mean,
No,
when?
it's not 2 years. No, wait, it was 21. It was 21 because 2020, that's where the shit broke down. And that's when we went last minute over to Denmark to record the album, which means we released it.
No, I think it's 2020.
October 2020.
It's 2020. Yes. I will look for the magazine. Hold on.
I'm sorry for not. I'm sorry for not rehearsing this before the interview started.
Hold on, I will check out if the magazine is here. 1 minute.
Or we could always Google it. It's funny how time floats.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
October 2020. So the listening session was in April.
Oh, yes.
I have some of them for you when you come to Spain.
Oh my God, I love that cover. It's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you to you. So I remember when I was, congratulations for the album, because when I was listening to the album, I was like, oh damn, this is huge. And actually, we used to vote in our media, which is the best song of the year, the best album, and that stuff. My favorite song of 2020 was ¿cómo se llama? That one. That one, which is I mean, I have a Spotify list when is the name written. Archangel. Fuck.
Hey, was it one of the singles? Was it one of the singles?
Yeah. Was
it like
the third single
Fearless
or something like that? No.
Fearless, strong.
Yes.
Archangel.
And I remember that when I was listening to that song, I wrote very fast, okay, this is the song of the album. And was the song of the year for me. So congratulations for that song and for the whole album. But as we've been talking, it's been 2 years since you released the album. You released the album during the pandemic.
Yes.
Now, 2 years later, do you think that maybe it would be better to release it in another date?
Oh no, not at all. No, I'm so happy it got released when it was released, because it kind of also for us, or for me personally, it kind of represents the whole Corona time. And if we would have been waiting to release the album, and we would kind of re-experience, all the emotions we felt during that period of time. And I am so over it, and I want to move forward. And the next album is going to be much more, it's going to be different. So I'm glad it's out, and a lot of people enjoyed it, and we're very happy with how it all went. Yeah. So that was perfect. And it's going to always, probably for the rest of our lives, when we listen to that album, it's going to kind of bring us back to the pandemic times where it was not so fun at all times. But yeah. So it's good. I'm happy.
So I guess that 2 years later, you've been writing a new record, and you will release it soon, or when?
Actually, we have started just recently to write. So we have now a few months to finish the album, write the songs, and we are going to the studio in Denmark again in, I think, April. So it's happening right now, yeah.
So will you stay in the studio like the last time? I mean, last time was because it was pandemic times, and I remember that you take over our Instagram account, and you were playing songs, the Frozen song and all that stuff. But are you planning something like that stay there for a long time, or just 1 week or 2?
Oh God, I will hopefully never ever stay stuck in Ryd for 3.5 months ever again. No, it wasn't healthy. Too much wine and too much
never too much
craziness. Yeah. Well, yeah, for some people it's never too much, but for me, it wasn't very healthy. No, it was like the stress also from everything, like just, oh God, just be like, the feeling of being stuck is actually really terrible. It's one thing if you know that, okay, yeah, I can just jump on the train and go back home for a few days if I want to, but that time we weren't like allowed. It felt like a prison. It was like torture mentally, but the album turned out to be great. But no, next time I will not stay there. I think we're gonna book like a few weeks, and then we're going home, back home to Gothenburg for a few weeks. I think Olaf actually wants to record his guitars also at another studio here in Sweden, which he planned to do then, but we had to change that, of course. So yeah, we're gonna go back and forth during 4 months or so this time.
So you record the album in April. When do you plan to release it? On October, like
actually,
the last time or something like that, or?
Like every time. Yeah, it's funny. We released all our albums in October, which is my birth month, so it's kind of fun. But yeah, that's a question we have to discuss still. But I would assume it's going to be similar to close to that. Sometimes October, November. I suppose. Yeah. We have the studio until June, or July, with the mixing process. So we have a lot of time, and then yeah, it's gonna be released probably around the same time. I need to call the management and ask. No, but yeah.
To know more about more information.
But so, anyways, this year then we're gonna release an album this year.
That's nice, and also for Amaranthe fans. And let's see if there is another one of them.
Oh yeah, yes.
I wish. And well,
I wish.
I've seen some months ago that you were with Simon from Epica doing something. What were you doing?
Oh yeah.
Something for your album, or?
Good question. We were actually, most of all, we were just hanging out.
Okay. So not not working.
Just a little bit.
Okay.
We had some plans, but they were. We didn't take it too serious. We wanted to have fun, and we wanted to. Oh my god! No, you're kidding! Oh my nephew is coming here. He was just ringing my door.
Join us.
Do you want to do an interview? Oh my god, he's so cute. I die.
Okay, I would love to see that.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, I wish I could put him in the
no, but
in the video. Oh my god, sorry. Oh, he doesn't understand I'm having an interview. He thinks I'm just ignoring him, which I didn't want to. I'm sorry, everyone.
Don't worry, Liz.
No, but seriously, oh god, I love him. I love him so much. Oh my god. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
I went to my gym. What is happening there?
Yeah, exactly. It was like, yeah. Okay, but no, me and Simone. I mean, we are very good friends. We're really close friends, and we just missed each other, and we wanted to hang out. And then when I was there, we started to think about doing something together. So that's how it happened. Okay. And we were recording some music, and we are thinking about maybe taking it to the next level. But let's see if we have time, because now she's starting to become very busy, and also now with Amaranthe stuff are happening. So, but we have talked about it since we got to know each other on the Camelot tour. Was it 2010, something like that? Yeah, and so it's a while now. Yeah. And we talked already then that it would be amazing to do something creative together. So let's see. A lot of people are doing collabs nowadays.
Yep.
So it wouldn't be it wouldn't be strange, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. And you had to postpone again your European tour, and now you are with Beyond the Black, but also with Ad Infinitum, I think, and Butcher Babies.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
A lot of girls.
yeah, and today is March 8th, the International Women's Day. So it's a good way to start talking about that. How did this tour? I mean, you had the previous tour with Beyond the Black, but how was this relationship with the other bands started, or how does it started that possibility of a tour with four bands with women?
I would say it started with our management, and Angela Gostov, who is also a woman.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, it was her idea actually. And we toured with the Butcher Babies in the United States many years ago, and we love those guys. We have talked about being able to make a tour together for a long time as well. And then and then we were like, why not just bring Ad Infinitum as well? We figured it would be amazing. Also now because it's been Corona for a long time and people haven't been able to tour, and then if we would finally go on a tour, we figured it would be amazing to like go out with a big band, to putting more bands into the evening, and for the bands themselves, but mostly for the audience, that they will get to experience a lot of powerful female fronted bands, or some people don't like to call it female fronted, but
that was the point.
we don't have any other
was
word.
The next point I will talk about, because I've been talking before with Nora and Christina about that concept, female fronted bands, because I personally I don't like it. 3 years ago I was thinking about a cover of our magazine, where there are a lot of women, but it says fuck female fronted bands, because why female fronted bands? The most important is not if a woman or a man is playing or singing. The main thing is the art, in this case the music, and I don't like that concept because of that. I don't know, what do you think about that?
No, but I think that there is no other genre in music which use the gender as part of describing the music.
Yeah,
it's only metal. So there is something weird with the metal scene. I didn't come up with it, but someone came up with it, so we should ask that person. So what the hell were you thinking? Like, why was it important? It was probably some kind of record label thing.
Yeah, maybe.
Where people would wanted to place, the women in a separate box, just so that, people who enjoyed that could find other bands with female voices, because it was very rare back in the days.
Yeah.
So it's probably because of that, because metal didn't originally speak, the feminine language.
Yes.
So I suppose that's how it happened. But with everything we have developed nowadays, it's not so odd anymore being a female in the metal scene. So maybe it's time, definitely, to kind of skip that name.
Yeah, and
just call us metal like everyone else.
Yeah, and you've been working many years in the music industry. I would like to know if sometimes you have felt uncomfortable in some situation with, I don't know, if with some people from inside the industry, or in a tour, or wherever on social media, because you are a woman, just because of that,
Yeah. So your question is basically if I've had problems or if I experienced.
Yes, just for being a woman.
Well, I have to kind of dig deep into my memory, but I think it's a little bit like everywhere and in any field, which is kind of what everybody was talking about during the Me Too campaign. or the Me Too thing, that there is a specific like attitude towards women. Some men are like kind of stuck in the old way of thinking, like they are stuck in their masculinity, and they are kind of somehow, I think, afraid a little bit of the feminine energy, and they can feel threatened about it, or that there is like an energy they can't control, and that gives a woman that creates problems for a woman. And it doesn't matter if it's in a music industry or if there is in other industries. So I guess that's the whole issue, that the macho man mentality is damaging for women.
Yeah. Have you felt sometimes you have to prove yourself as a singer more than a man just because you're a woman?
Not as a singer. Oh.
But as a musician, for example, have you felt?
But I feel like we are getting more comments, like people are paying more attention to me. So if I sing, if we're in a live show and you read, or if we record a music video and you read the comments there, most of the comments will be about me and my performance and my singing and my clothes and my makeup and my hair. There is nothing about the men. So I guess that's that's the difference, I think. So I will listen like many live clips, of course, of ourselves, and then maybe maybe I make a mistake, or maybe someone else is also making a mistake, because there is 2 other singers in my band, but people for some reason are not paying attention to their mistakes, but everyone pays attention to my mistakes. So I don't really know what it is, and I can't explain it, because I am not like that myself. I don't judge women more than I judge men.
Yeah.
I judge everyone.
I like your way of thinking. I like your way of thinking. Actually, I used to say that kind of stuff in another kind of conversation.
Yeah.
But do you feel more pressure because of that?
Well, actually, I did in the beginning of my career, but that was because I was young and I didn't know better. But now I've learned to read social codes, people's minds, like, understand the difference between women and men, and what kind of energy we have, what kind of hormones we have, what kind of, it's so much chemistry involved, and psychology. So it's nothing you should take personal ever. It's just the way humanity works, which, of course, if it's a lot of negativity, that's never a good thing. I mean, that's something I can't, it's hard for me to put myself in a situation where I would understand a negative mind, because I've never been like that. I never judge. I like something and then I like it, but I don't hate, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but what was the question again? I got lost.
If you feel pressure because
all
the people is watching you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like I said, I used to, but I've stopped that now, because I know better. I'm not mature. I'm a woman, and I've learned from. I mean, the thing is, if you listen, you will only self-damage yourself. And do you really want to do that? No, you don't. So I just let it pass. I don't read as much comments anymore, to kind of save myself and my health, and my psychological health.
So how do
it's like self-respect. You respect yourself. You can't go too deep into that and try to understand. And there is also a lot of narcissists,
Yeah.
It's like the new thing now. I don't know if you noticed, but there is so much talk about narcissism, and apparently every 5th person has a narcissistic personality, which means that they can say anything to anyone and they don't feel empathy. So you can also just think about that when you read a lot of shit.
Yeah.
You can just, okay, that's a narcissist. They don't know better. Sorry. It's not your problem.
Yeah. And so how do you deal? Now you're telling that. How do you deal with social media? Because you have a lot of comments, a lot of likes, a lot of stuff. You share a lot of stuff in your Instagram account and all the, I would say bullshit because I don't like social media a lot. But you used to share a lot of stuff in your social media. How do you deal with the uncomfortable comments or with all the stuff from social media because you're very active there?
That's a good question. Well, this is also like psychology. I think people should it would be a better world, I think, if people would know more about psychology, if everybody could read it, if it would be an essential part of every person's education, like in ground school or something. Because, you know, if you're a human, if you're a normal human being, our brain is programmed to react and remember everything which is negative, because it was very essential for our survival as a human species. And that's why if you would read 3,000 positive comments and there is like 2 negative ones, you will always remember the negative ones. And that's nothing that, it doesn't have anything to do with your personality. It's like part of being human, and your brain is programmed to work that way. Yeah. So that we could change whatever was negative about us, so we wouldn't be felt threatened from our group, and that we would because it was like a matter of life or death back in the days. Mm-hmm. If you did something wrong, your life was at stake, and then you had to correct those problems. So the best thing you can do is to not, which is kind of sad, because you want to stay connected, you want to see what people think and hear what they have to say. But once you like put your eyes on something negative, your mind will never forget that. So then you have to make an active choice to basically not read everything. But on the other hand, my social media accounts, that's the place I control. And I know already that the people who are following me do like me. So I don't see that as a threat. Sometimes there is like trolls or some person who comes there just to kind of express something negative. Mm-hmm. But then, of course, Instagram have this amazing function that you can just block those people. So it's very easy for me, if I notice someone is there trying to put me down or want to spread negativity, say something mean, then I just block that person. And with the messages that you get, private messages, you can sort out as well. It's very easy because in the past you couldn't do that, right? I think it was much more hard. Also, you can you can report. Hey, there is much better rules in the social media nowadays than it used to be. So you are kind of protected as a official person. You're more protected now than you used to be. Yeah. And I think I love also that YouTube took away the thumb down, because I never also understood, why would you want to see like dislikes? And I think the tone has changed so much since they made it private, the thumb down, that you don't have to see that anymore.
And with the band, with Amaranthe, do you take advantage of yourself and your success, or however you want to call it, in social media to make the band grow?
Oh, you are asking if it's like a business move or if it's a personal decision?
Not if it's just a business move, but if you know about the potential of the business side of the social media and you use them in that way,
Oh, I see. I don't do actually I don't post a lot about Amaranthe on my personal page. That's something I try to keep actually as human as possible. Because I post like everything from, a picture of me and my nephew to some really amazing photo shoots or live stuff. It's also like for myself to be able to, keep myself updated and reminded of myself and my life and what I actually do. there's a lot of stuff I wish like I didn't post, because sometimes on tour you're super tired, so you don't really feel like posting anything. Or during the corona, when there was like nothing happening, you're like, okay, what should I post? And then I realized, like, I'm not going to post anything because nobody's forcing me. This is like 100% my own thing. And I know, of course, most of the people follows my social medias because of Amaranthe and what I do. But I would like to, yeah, I keep it as private, or what do you call it? I'm like,
Natural.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think I don't take it as serious anymore. It's like it's a fun thing, and I will keep on doing that as long as I think it's fun. You know, maybe one day I will just make a post like, so bye guys, I'm going to make some kids now, and you know, I will be gone for a while. And that wouldn't, in the past, it would make me stressed, but now I realize that I could also just do that, and it's no harm, because it's not the most important thing in life.
Yeah, and you try to be natural in your social media, but
Exactly. Yeah, I really do. So there is a lot of what I do. Like most of what I do is music. So I have, it's a platform, and I like to inspire people. I know that there is, you know, hopefully some people who gets inspired and feels like, okay, this is, they would like to. So I love to follow other people's pages too, because they inspire me. That's the reason. And if somebody starts to post a lot of negative things, or like naked pictures or whatever, I will stop following those people. Well, they can't be totally naked, but you know what I mean. I follow what I like to see, and that's how I like to see other people following me, because of what I do musically.
Yeah.
But then, of course, you can always show a little bit of your private life, but of course, not everything. It's like 50%.
That's the next point I would like to talk in now, because you try to be as much natural as possible, but do you try to control not to share a lot of stuff of your private life?
Oh yeah, of course. Well, yeah. For natural reasons, yeah. Nobody would like to see me, maybe, or I wouldn't want everybody watching me when I'm in the sofa, like picking my belly button, you know.
It's funny
or
because
rolling my thumbs, or my food, or I don't know. It's like no.
It's
No, I
funny
never
because
posted.
that's the stuff that I used to share.
Well, that's your thing then, and that's cute. I mean, if
No,
people
it's
actually
not
like to
cute.
see that. But that's the thing. Yeah, of course. I mean, I share what I believe is accurate. And also, I had an idea for a very long time that I would like to make a solo album, and then it would also be interesting for me, of course, to see how many people I could reach without doing any further promotion. So basically, if I would use my Facebook and Instagram,
Your own social media and your own platforms.
Yeah, I could like basically post like I have a solo album, and I would reach like 600,000 people or something.
Is it a possibility?
Which is kind of good. Yeah, so it creates possibilities. So of course that's something I also am aware of. That's, everybody should be aware of that. And that's actually nowadays the music industry also.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, if you're no, sorry, but no, well, that's how the music industry changed as well. Especially in the pop industry, but I suppose it's the same with metal. Like if you have a band or you're an artist and you post a lot of things and you have like 2 million followers, it's very easy for a record label to want to work with you or pick you up, so that because they know that you have an audience. So there is also a business aspect to it.
but even if you are in a band like Amaranthe, I mean, for example, my friend Martin Mendez from Opeth, which is living here in Spain, in Barcelona, he has another death metal band, which is White Stones, but it's easy to release an album with, now with Atomic Fire, but with the record label, if he has a deal with the other band, and many
Yes.
artists do that stuff.
Exactly. So basically, what I would like to say as to sum this up is that it actually gives the artist more freedom. Like, it's a sense of freedom that you're in control of yourself, and then you can decide what you want to do with that.
So it's a possibility
So
that
it's
we
not
can
about that.
listen
Yeah.
an album of yourself alone soon.
Well, at some point, I've been talking about this since I was like 15. But yeah, I am definitely going to release some songs, but I also am I have too much pressure on myself. I want it to be perfect. I'm a perfectionist, so.
But that's good.
But yeah, the possibility is definitely there, and especially, yeah, I mean, since I have the opportunity, and of course I've gotten a lot of offers from many record labels who wants to sign me as a solo artist, but I haven't. I haven't had the time.
Well, there's no time for that. I mean, for example, it's a little bit different, but my mother sings too, and my mother started singing at 45. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God, but yes, you're right. Age is not a limit anymore. That's not. Yeah. That's old school.
Age,
yeah, it's not a. And
or the time.
That's not a limit.
You don't know when you will find that inspiration. I mean, I play drums, and all the people says, "Oh, you're playing drums because your mother sings and your father plays guitar." And I mean, no, I play drums before my mother started singing. She was later, but that's the point is that there's no age for. I would say for singing for almost anything.
Oh yeah, but that's very good. That's good. I like what I hear, and I agree with you. I agree 100%.
What are your? It looks like a job interview, but how did you see yourself in 5 years?
That's funny. No, but yeah. Well, I mean, I see myself. Actually, I do see that I have released something on the side of Amaranthe. A little bit like Flora Jansen. She was with this show in Netherlands, which is like called. Oh my God, what is it called again? I think it's in every country, but it has different names. But you're like kind of singing other people's songs.
Okay.
For those artists, like your group and it's a TV show. And I've been planning maybe to do stuff like this in Sweden, and maybe around that time I would release a solo album, and then we would still be touring with Amaranthe, playing huge, amazing shows. We would write and release albums regularly until the day we die, and then hopefully I will have had some time to make babies, and maybe I have already started that process by then.
And I saw a few months ago that you were reading some Spanish books or books in Spanish.
Yes, but that was for my nephew.
So can you speak Spanish?
Yeah, I studied Spanish in school.
Okay.
In high school. It's
Vamos a hablar en español.
I don't remember a lot. Un poquito.
¿Qué sabes decir?
I don't know what that means.
What can you say?
I remember, like, I can say like, hola, ¿qué tal? Mi hablo Elize. ¿Cómo estás? La cuenta, por favor. Una bicicleta. La cuenta. Una cerveza.
All the musicians know the same stuff when I talk with you. Cerveza, vino, la cuenta.
Yeah. Un gato. Oh God, yeah. There is like actually few things, very little things that stuck from studying. I think I was for a year, and then I changed to advanced English, extra English.
I should improve my English too, but it's fine to learn languages. I like them so much.
But they say that's why I'm reading books in different languages for my nephew, or it was actually my sister's idea, of course, the mother. And she said, because that's when you plant the ability, like how good you will be to learn languages in the future if you do that from the age of 1 to 3. Yeah. And so apparently nobody was reading in another language for me. That's why I've never been very good at languages, but I've been very good at math. And they say also that's like 2 parts of the brain. Either you're good at languages or you have a skill for it, or you understand math better.
Yeah.
I don't know. They say also math, dancing, and music is okay. Because there's different parts of the brain which controls different things.
Do you know a lot about the brain?
Yeah, I've been studying that.
Yeah, because before you were talking about how the comments you retain in your brain, and now with that stuff, it's interesting. You know about that.
Yeah, I like to see things from a psychological. Since I've been extremely interested myself in understanding things, that's when I started to study that, and that's what I've been actually spending most of my time doing during the Corona crisis. Also to be able to understand myself, of course, and why I react on different things, why blah blah blah. So yeah, the best way to learn is there's so much you can read about that. Read and watch professors on YouTube, and So actually it makes life easier, because then you don't have to take basically anything serious, because it's just a function in the brain causing everything.
And and when do you have free time? Because I'm always watching that you are traveling from Sweden to Finland to another country to another side. When do you rest?
Oh, but I've been resting so much this year. It's crazy. I've been resting. Okay, so let's say like all the other, besides what I've been posting, like the rest of the time I've been dedicated to rest.
So just traveling, but the other time you are working hard on resting.
Exactly, yeah. That's actually something I had to practice on, because I wasn't, when the Corona hit, the pandemic hit, I couldn't shut down my system. I was still in the mood of doing things all the time, and that drove me crazy, and it actually led into a burnout. So I've been having a burnout where my stress and my system kind of fell apart. So I've been doing a lot of physiological practices, and that's also why I started to become very interested in psychology, because of course that's also chemicals traveling through your body. It's based on habits, because I was always on the run, and when I was finally able to relax, my body kind of collapsed, and that was a side effect of living a very tough life for a very long time. So yeah, I've been forced to be able to take it really easy, and that's been a challenge.
Yeah.
So when I was traveling now, I was traveling but in a different way. I was 2 hours in advance at the airport instead of 10 minutes before my flight leaves. Like in the past, I always stressed. And like I said, when I was also traveling mostly to enjoy, not so much to feel pressure of push myself to always come up with some results, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I've been very results driven, that if I can't what do you call it, present something or have then it's not worth it in kind of a way. But that's also based on old habits, like how life goes. People go to school, you get grades in school, you learn to be this kind of person that always have to come up with results. You have to be successful. You have to be independent. You have to be,
perfect.
Yeah, in every way. And you know what? I have an answer to that. It's not possible.
Yeah, I'm totally agree with you.
Like, good is good enough. That's everything you need to know for today.
Just
Thank you for listening to my podcast about psychology. See you next week.
No, but I know what you mean, and it's something that I've been thinking about that, and for me now it's a podcast with two people. It's like I mean, for me, life is about being happy.
Oh yeah, that's good. You're on the right path.
And it doesn't matter if you have to work 12 hours to be happy, then work 12 hours. If you have to do whatever you need, but if you are not hurting people, do whatever you need to be happy. That's my point of view. Maybe it's quite simple, but I think that is the best way for me to try to be happy.
That's one of the best things I ever heard, and that's 100% correct. People need to listen to themselves and their bodies and respect themselves. And it also actually comes with culture. It's different in different countries. Sweden, is a very high performance, result driven, because we have so many opportunities in this country. That's some kind of complex, I guess. Every woman is a CEO. Yeah. And when you have too many opportunities, or you feel like you're not worthy if you are not super successful, then that's not a healthy, that shouldn't be the goal. The goal should always be, like you said, to do things which makes you happy. Or if you have a work you don't like a lot, but you do it so that you could do other things that makes you happy, it's still a win. So nobody should ever feel forced to do anything they don't like. That's the key to happiness.
Yeah, sometimes we are supposed to have this kind of job, this kind of habits, this kind of hobbies, but then you realize that I don't feel great with that kind of stuff. I mean, you are living as a musician, and I'm living as a music journalist in Spain. Which is I don't know if you know about Spain, but in the Scandinavian countries you have a lot of money if you compare with Spain. So I work too many hours because now is almost the night here. I've been working since the morning, but I'm happy because now I'm talking with you. I never talked to you, and I feel great doing this thing, And if I have to talk with you, because it's part of my job, I'm happy because of that. I mean, maybe if I would be working, doing, I don't know, math stuff or economical business, I wouldn't be happy. But with this kind of job, that's the reason, because I was telling before that you have to do what you think that it makes you happy.
Absolutely.
Maybe that's not the best in the point of view of the society, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. No, but that's the thing that we learn. We should learn. We should know. Everybody should know that that's the thing. It's not. We are not the. It's nothing wrong with us. We are not the problem. It's society, which is the problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because in the past we didn't have this kind of pressure. People did what they had to do to survive, and they were most of the times happy. Of course, there were a lot of bad things happening, but they survived because they had family, they had friends. They focused so much on like real life.
Maybe social media is avoiding us in that way. I don't know how to say, but social media shows us how we should live, and maybe that's not the way to be happy.
No, because there is like 15-year-olds which gets burned out from
Yeah.
psychological stress because of social media. So we already know it's not a good thing. So I'm also very curious to see what's going to happen with the younger generation, you know, when they grow older, what's going to happen. Now it's like a lot of big influencers, they're kind of talking more about, you know, this is not me always, I'm not always like this, and this filter makes me look like this, I don't really look like this. And they're trying to talk about that. It's not for us because we're, you know, old enough, but for the younger generation to kind of explain this is not everything.
Yeah.
But it must feel terrible growing up and think that this is how it should be. If I'm not like that, I'm worthless.
Yeah, I can't imagine to grow up nowadays as a teenager. I can't because I don't know
Me
how.
neither, me neither. Oh my god.
It would be quite hard to do it just for in my way of seeing how the life goes on. But
But I guess also if you would have kids yourself one day, you will also get a more insight in how it all affects. I mean, they say like we shouldn't do more than 1 to 2 hours max of screen time every day. Well,
yeah,
the rest is just damaging for our brains, because our brains is not it hasn't changed in thousands of years. So
yeah,
but then you can, yeah, you just have to basically decide what you want to see and what you don't want to see.
yeah, correct. Oh,
And I don't even watch the news because it makes me sad, you know.
really?
Yes.
But
I haven't watched them for
on
a
the
long.
phone or on the TV or in all the
Both,
platforms?
all the platforms. I don't see anything. I mean, I will be informed in one way or another anyways if there is
Yeah.
actually something very important I need to know, like for example that there is a corona crisis. Those news kind of reach me regardless. But everything else, it's like super, for me it's very damaging. I get super sad, and well, every person's brain gets sad from watching sad things, if you're not a psychopath. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm in the same point like you that I don't watch TV. I used to watch maybe some series or movies and some with my roommate some football or something like that.
Mm.
But I don't really watch the news. If I have to be
Yeah,
noticed about something, I will be or about. I
yeah,
mean
exactly.
about music stuff. I have to be conscious
But
about.
that's fun, usually,
Yeah.
news.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
for me
that's positive news.
is the double side because I don't want to be with the news stuff, but I work in that way writing news, so it's a little bit hard in that way. But I feel what you say, but because I don't switch on the television since the last 4 years, maybe I don't know.
They say intelligent people don't watch TV. So congrats.
Thank you very much. I'm afraid if you because you come on tour to Spain with Bacha Rabies. I'm very friend of Carla and Heidi, and I'll be there.
Oh, nice.
And I'm afraid if we met there face to face, maybe there's not the Amaranthe show because we can be talking for hours in that way.
Oh yeah, I feel so as well. Yeah, I feel so as well. No,
It's
I mean I've been watching a lot of TV actually during the Corona crisis, because, but I actually do like those more easily handled shows. Reality shows is not so big anymore in Sweden. Actually, I don't even know what I watch. I just kind of keep it as company, I guess. But reading is very good, and like you said, the news about I also follow the music news. Uh, that's like good news. So everything which you could feed your brain with as much positivity as possible, that's great. And yeah, that's also what I was thinking with this interview, you know, being able to really that we have the International Women's Day still, even though if we don't get, we weren't as affected by it as women in the past, but it's still a nice thing that it's still a knowledge, like that we shall never forget that women were very low we stood lower in the society in the past, and I guess that's what it's all about. So we kind of did a really good job, I think, and the women before us. So that's a very positive as well, positive change, and it can only get better.
Yeah. And well, we've been talking almost 1 hour,
I know.
and we have.
I don't think anyone will listen to the whole thing, right?
I don't know. I don't know. I have to listen to the whole conversation later.
Oh my God,
So at
for
this
you.
was person have to do it.
Whew.
But well, just for the end of the interview, you told me that it was your first interview in a year. I hope you being comfortable talking.
Yeah, absolutely. It felt great. But that's the thing with me, I guess. I like to have deep conversations. I don't like so much the shallow questions. That's why I usually don't nowadays I don't get a lot of energy from regular interviews where you only kind of inform about the same things over and over again. But this was very interesting because I think this had a deeper meaning and it gave me a lot of energy talking to you. So thank you very much.
Oh. I don't know how to say now, but no, but for us, for the journalists, we are in a kind of the same situation because sometimes we're talking with several artists, and most of the musicians are telling always the same. And I mean, okay, I can prepare the same questions for different artists, and there will be the same answers. So I don't like the same interview every day. And with you today, it's been great. I remember another interview, which was awesome for me. It was a few months ago with Charlotte Wessels. And it was amazing. We were talking like 1 hour and a half. I mean, we had an interview. It lasted 30 minutes, and we were talking after that, and we say, I want to talk more with you. I mean, she was comfortable, I was comfortable, and we were talking another day for the continuation or the following up interview, but it was like a lot of time, and I feel something like that today talking to you because it's not just about oh yes, I'm very happy because we released our album and it's the best we've ever written, and
everybody says that.
a lot of musicians say that kind of stuff, and I really enjoy that kind of conversation like this one with you.
Thank you very much. I agree. But I mean, of course, you have limited amount of time. Usually there is like, okay, you have 20 to 30 minutes and you do like 20 interviews in a day. So of course you don't have time to talk about anything else. I mean, that's the thing. That's the bad thing. But I suppose most people would like to be able to step out of their like professional.
Yeah, but I have
just like the robot mood, the autopilot, and just talk about whatever comes up.
Yeah, but I have to say that in this heavy metal world of journalists, most of them are not journalists. I mean, I studied in the university and all the stuff. And for example, could be talking 1 hour, and I didn't have a question. I've been watching your social media. I know the band Amaranthe.
Oh my God, yes, you're right.
But I didn't have questions. And sometimes when I was studying, I was like that. You're watching a person, for example, like, okay, and now, no, and that's the whole interview, reading a paper, answering a questions, reading a paper, and 15 minutes later, goodbye. And I don't like that kind of interviews, conversations, and content, because this is content for our for channels, Twitch and YouTube, and I don't like that kind of conversation because I think I used to watch interviews too, and I don't like to watch that kind of interview. So I just try to do whatever I would like to see and whatever I would like to listen from a musician.
Oh, yeah, that's very good. I suppose we appreciate it, and it's good that you found your way of doing that, because of course as a musician I can sense also the difference between a very professional journalist and then not so professional. Sometimes you talk to people who are not, like you say, they are not journalists, they're just and some people, if they don't know the band or you don't know them and you talk to them and you realize that they have, yeah, but it's the human factor. I mean, of course we need to get the information correct out there, but anyways, I love to talk. That's the thing, I love to talk, but I love to talk
Me too.
on a personal level. That's why it's hard for me to make also these informative interviews, because then I feel drained because I can't express anything else than just reporting some news. And then I felt, why couldn't I just send in a paper through an email where I give all the information about what was the idea behind this song and blah 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 blah.
I have an anecdote about an emailer interview for you, but I will tell you in another moment, not today, because I can't say that in in public. But it's very funny because it's about what you were talking about, that kind of questions, and it's funny. I will tell you in another moment. Just the last questions, just to close this conversation, and about the whole chat we had. I just want to ask you if you are happy.
Oh, you want to know if I'm happy?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, yes, I'm becoming more and more happy because I've started to realize what life is all about. And also I've learned to say no to the things
So
I don't get a
so
lot of from.
that's being important for you to learn
Yes.
to say no. Yes.
Yeah, because I suppose so, yes. Because I didn't really, when it comes to my career, it started with just having fun, like we talked about. But then it got so much more involved, and then it started to be so much focused on business and money, and I realized that doesn't make me happy. But people would like you to work all the time because everybody's making more money. And so from that, so when you get kind of like get free yourself from the pressure and from like all the opportunities you have, but like you say, if you can't rest, if you can't have a personal life, if you're only living for the work and you don't get enough, you know, as I love to write songs, I love that, and I love to tour, but I can't do it too much because it's too hard, and then you need to say no, and you can say no without feeling guilt.
Yeah.
And I think it's for most people, as a whatever field you're working in. If your boss is pushing you and saying, I'm my own boss now, so that's a good thing. But like I was like, oh my god, okay, I got this opportunity, and then I have to be there, and then I have to do that, and then they asked me to work overtime, and I love my job so much that I really want to do it, and it's an opportunity for me. But then in the end, you're like killing yourself.
Yeah.
You have to realize you're human, and we weren't structured to be industrial people. Like, we're not fitted for that. We're supposed to like chill, go hunt, make a fire, just be no, I'm kidding. That's a little bit too old. No, I am happy. I am happier when I've lately, since I've learned to sort out what's important and what's not important in life. So yes, I can from now on, I want to just hope everybody will feel free to do the things. And if you don't do more, if you have goals you want to achieve and you're like angry because you haven't achieved them yet, like, don't stress, take it easy, and focus on your health. I think that's the most important thing we have is our health. As long as we're healthy and we have a body that works, and we should be happy. And I have the best job, so I'm extremely happy.
That's I'm happy to hear that. So congratulations, because that's the main point of life.
Yes, indeed.
So well, here our podcast is finished. But
Yeah, exactly. It's more like a podcast than an interview. We have what's the topic for next week? No.
yeah, let's see. But I will send you, for example, via Instagram, how the Instagram looks on Twitch and YouTube, and well, thank you very much for your time, Elize. Hope to see you very soon here in Spain. I don't know if it's in January your tour here, but well, if it's in
Yeah, I
January,
don't
fine,
know.
or February, whenever.
Yeah.
Hope to meet you here, because it's been a great chat.
Oh yeah, I really hope to meet you too. And I just have to say we love our Spanish fans. They're always amazing, passionate and
And I have
loud
this.
and amazing. You have that, yes.
Yes,
I
so
hope I will be able to sign a lot of those when we come over. No, but yeah. So thank you for your dedication and your thanks for your great work. We really appreciate it.
thank you very much, Elise. I will send you now in a few minutes how it looks on Instagram, okay? On the end.
Okay, cool.
So thank you very much. Have a nice, good night.
Thank you, and sleep well. Don't forget sleep is very important.
You too.
Okay, yes, thank you.
Bye bye, Elise. Nice to meet you.
Bye. Nice
Bye.
to meet you. Bye.